Hey everybody, I'm Kayla.
And I'm Crystal.
And we are the Cruising Chicks. That cracks me up every time. So in today's video, we are going to do a wrap up of our Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady cruise.
Yeah, so it's not something that, you know, we would have done normally,
Good price.
They are quite expensive. It's just like a Disney cruise, you know. It's like,
It's definitely on the more upscale, like celebrity, Holland America line, you know, brand, like price wise. I don't know. I think it's more than celebrity because celebrity is relatively affordable. So yeah, more like the Holland America Disney Cruise Line, like price point.
Yeah.
But you know, we got a really good offer from being a travel agent to go relatively for free. So we took it, and
it did not disappoint.
It did not disappoint.
Yes, I would definitely go again. I want to go back on it so bad. I keep checking out the deals, but
yeah, Crystal was definitely the one more excited about it.
Yes,
definitely was the pusher in the Virgin experience. But I'm really glad we went.
Yeah,
that was an amazing vacation and an amazing experience.
Yeah. It was really nice. I was nervous about the food.
Yes.
Because it is more upscale. There's a lot more things that fancier restaurants serve, and I'm very picky.
And a little more health conscious than other lines too. So that was, like, you know, that was kind of our worry. Like, are we even gonna be like full?
Yeah, I was very worried. But I mean, between the Mexican restaurant and the steak we had there, and Chin Chin's was Norwegian, excuse me.
Oh Lord. Oh no, but the
Korean food,
Korean barbecue
is our first time at a Korean barbecue, first time having Korean food. We kind of just went in and did it. It was the last night.
Yeah, we were very nervous. We pushed it off.
And
I don't even know, like, I wasn't as worried about the food as I was that you were forced to sit with other people. Yeah. And we knew there was a game that had to be played with your table mates. So that was a little off-putting, I think, for us when we were planning everything.
Yeah, we almost didn't book it.
I know, but we did.
We did.
And we liked it.
The steakhouse.
Oh, yes, the wake.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
So good. I love the lemon cheesecake. I mean, it was so cute. I didn't want to eat it.
And I will say, like, we did not dress up to go to any of the restaurants. I mean, we didn't wear, like, a bathing suit.
Right.
But I think we were both in, like, a romper.
Yeah, it wasn't, like,
so, like,
fancy.
Yeah, like, we didn't feel like we were pressured to wear, like, really nice outfits and, you know, dress to the nines. So if that's, like, your worry that, you know, you have to be really dressed up, that is not the case at all on board Virgin.
And I noticed, I think everyone was really nice. Like, we didn't encounter anyone that was, you know, mean or, you know, everyone talked to us.
Yeah.
You know, we were meeting people left and right.
We really were. Oh my god, yeah, we had so many, like, fun conversations, and, like, there were so many people that would find out we were from Charleston and be like, do you know any of the people from Southern Charm?
Oh yes.
We had so many conversations about Southern Charm. So funny. And, you know, I grew up with a person who's on Southern Charm, or who was on Southern Charm. So it's always kind of fun to chit chat and talk about it, especially since it is filmed in Charleston. So, but it is the first time, I think, that we've ever been on a cruise with people who were like, oh, you're from Charleston. Oh, Southern Charm. Like,
yeah, that's
never happened to us before. I don't know if it's just, you know, more Bravo people, so Virgin.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely more diverse, eccentric, unique.
Yeah.
I loved it.
You don't feel judged at all for anything you do on Virgin, which is cool. I will say the ship itself, it's beautiful, but I felt like it felt a little sparse of, like, artwork and kind of like knicky-knacky kind of things.
It was very modern.
Yes, very modern.
There's chargers or like charger plugs everywhere. USB ports everywhere. Just felt like probably the most modern ship we've been on.
I think that is the word to describe it. It's definitely modern, but like you don't walk on and get that wow moment that you get on other cruise ships.
And it's big.
It is big.
I mean, it's probably close to the biggest one we've been on.
You think?
It was bigger than Mardi Gras.
Really? Interesting.
It was big.
But they do have a lot of really cool like seating options. And like and everywhere you go. Everywhere you go has like really cool seating options.
Swings.
They did have swings. Those are cool. The hammocks on the balcony. Oh my gosh, every cruise line should do that. Like I don't know why they're not. That is a missed opportunity. That is amazing. I think if every cruise line did that, I would always have a balcony. Yeah, because it was that amazing. It was so worth it.
Yeah, we had the sea terrace, and so those came with the hammocks outside, and
totally worth it. So, I mean, there was a lot of things on Virgin that like other cruise lines don't do. Like we went to a magic show, like very early in the morning. We went to the Diva show, which was really cool, and like it was like you could go to multiple shows a night. Yeah, because like there would be a show in one room, and then you would go to a show in the main room, like in the main like theater. So that was really cool. You always just felt like there was something to do.
Yeah, and I mean, it kind of overwhelmed us a little bit because you had to wait till you got on the ship to check in for all of these shows.
Yes, and so you do have to check in. It's not like a free-for-all. You don't just show up and go. You have to be checked in. It's connected to your account, but you have to scan in on your bracelet.
The bracelets were awesome.
Yes. I'm not like a huge bracelet person in general. I hate like having things on my body. But it was super nice not to have the lanyard around my neck and feeling like you were gonna lose it somewhere or leave it somewhere. Like you didn't want to get in the pool with it because it's gonna be wet, and then you're gonna take it and you have to wear it when you have dry clothes. This thing, you could wear it in the water, no big deal, and it dried because it was just this tiny little piece of rope. Yeah, like there was no like, and it's not touching your cloth of your outfit that you're gonna be wearing that night anyway. So, and it was removable, so you could take it off at night. Yeah, which I think is my main concern. Is like, oh my gosh, what if it's something that you have to keep on the entire time you're you're on the ship? Like that would be awful for me personally. But yes, the bracelets were really cool. But yes, we did have to queue a lot. Yeah, for the shows, which was a little off-putting. Because if you didn't, you were going to be sitting in a seat, especially when you were in, like for the Diva show and the ship show and comedy, because you could end up sitting upstairs, you could end up sitting like in the back of the thing where you couldn't even really see the stage at all. So if you wanted to sit somewhere where you actually could see what was happening, you had to stand in line, and we were standing in line probably like what, 30 minutes?
At least 30 minutes early, even though we'd already done the reservations. So I feel like our first day was spent kind of overwhelmed a little bit trying to make these reservations. I had tried to look up the calendar of events ahead of time. Yeah. But I noticed even after we had done that, they changed a little bit.
A lot.
So, I mean, I think even Scarlet Night was moved. It was supposed to be on C-Day.
I think they ended up moving that because it rained that night, and maybe they knew the forecast ahead of time, so they just kind of bumped it.
And we had done our reservations for dinner, I think, 45 days out? Yeah. You're able to do your dinner reservations.
We didn't get anything but, pink agave in the wake at that point?
And, I mean, everything was taken, but once we got in and we started, trying to reserve everything that we wanted to do, all the shows we wanted to see and everything, we realized that now we have to work around dinner reservations. And there was no switching dinner reservations once you got on the boat. I mean, I think we were able to snag the Korean one move the Korean one.
No, we were able to snag the Korean and move pink agave. Yes. From the last night to the first night.
Yeah, and Scarlet Night, we wanted to eat in the galley.
Yes.
So that we didn't have to be rushed, because Scarlet Night has so many different events all over the ship. But we ended up in the steakhouse that night.
Oh, that's right. We did, didn't we?
But it worked out. We saw every show that we wanted to see.
And they do most of them multiple times.
Yes.
Like, because we saw the second showing of the hostess, like, singing in the main lounge.
Yeah.
Which, like, our hostess was amazing.
Yeah,
her
she was
voice,
great.
Woo. Our diva, whoo, loved her.
Yeah, she's back on right now.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, the Happenings cast was awesome, and that's something that's a bit different from other lines.
Yeah, very different. Like, you have the hostess, which she just kind of came in and would kind of chat first.
Yeah.
And then, like, she did a lot of, like, singing. You had the diva who did a show, but also was kind of like, you know, just everywhere. You had the magician. You had somebody who was just over, like, games and activities. You had somebody who was over, like, arts and crafts. You had somebody who was over, you know, like, if you can think of a category, they had somebody who was covering it.
And they basically did the jobs of the cruise director.
Right, like, all wrapped up into one.
Yeah, so, you know, Scarlet Night, they had some of the Happenings cast doing, like, little rhinestones on your face.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
And so we got bejeweled for that night.
But we do highly recommend getting over there early.
Yeah.
Because we were, like, 2 of the last people to go. And we only got in because people didn't, like, stick around and show up.
Yeah.
So if you're wanting to have jewels on your face, like, make that a priority to get over there and get on the list.
We learned so much by doing this cruise, and if we were to do it again, we know now, you know,
right.
Get your dinner reservations, get your show reservations, all that, and that, you know, sometimes some open up, but, you know, it was a big ship.
Right.
A lot of people.
There was a lot of people. Not that it ever felt crowded. I don't, like, there were a lot of times where we were like, where is everybody?
Right.
I mean, and if it tells you anything, we were able to get poolside beds every time we went to the pool deck. And those were, like, hot commodities.
They were. I mean, these are, like, big. The 2 of us got on one of them, and we still had room.
Yeah.
And it's just like a big squishy bed next to the pool.
Like, amazing. Like, great place to, like, lay down and just relax and
have our drinks and get in the water and get back out, and which is nice.
Yeah, I was glad we were able to grab one every time. And even one time, I think it was like the 2nd or 3rd time, we had met these 2 ladies in line for one of the shows on the first night, because it was pajama night. We were all in our pajamas. We were trying to get into the pajama party, and we met them. We talked to them for the 30-45 minutes we were in line, and they were on a bed and we were sitting in front of them, and they saw that somebody was getting up, and they ran and grabbed the bed, and we're like, we got you a bed. We were like, thank you, you're so sweet.
Yeah, so we had a pajama party, as she mentioned.
Oh, yeah, we forgot
that was the first night.
And it's supposed to be outside on the aft pool deck, which they have these really cool, like, circular couches that are like a bed. And so that's where it's supposed to take place, and, like, you look at the stars and you sing and you dance and you have cookies and, like, but unfortunately it was pouring rain. Yeah. So they moved ours inside into, like, the club area.
Just like the sail away party got moved to the mid atrium area.
The roundabout.
Roundabout. Oh my gosh.
They call it the roundabout.
The roundabout, yes. That is the mid atrium of, like, what other ships are. But yeah, so we had the pajama party in the big club, which is huge.
It is massive.
It's like a nightclub.
It's where they do the ship show. It's where they do comedy. It's where they do the diva show. And so it's like a multi-purpose area.
Yeah. The seats collapse back.
Yeah. The pajama party was a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be, and it was packed, like, to the brim, packed full. Party highly recommended. It was a lot of fun. What other, like, weird things, like, are different on Virgin? Oh, you had the tablet in your room. That was cool. It controlled everything from your blinds opening and closing. You could set a mood for your room and have, like, different colored lights and music that would play.
The temperature.
The temperature. Just the lights in your cabin in general. You could turn off from there. It ended up being really cool. We used it a lot.
Yeah, we were just like, this is so cool.
This is so much fun.
New technology.
We did have to call maintenance once or twice. I feel
We had to call maintenance a couple of times in this room, okay?
Like once was for like the curtains, right?
Again, for the next was the tablet.
Yeah, the tablet.
Had to be restarted.
Yeah, it was super easy, but you can't do it like yourself. Like it has to be done by a professional.
In the door.
Oh, it was the door, not the curtains. Yes, our balcony door kind of came off the track. And so we couldn't turn the air conditioner on.
Yeah, because when you do not have the balcony door locked, shut and locked, the air conditioner turns off.
Yeah, and it was hot in our room. Like it was burning by the time they got there and fixed it. Like we were so wetting. But I think we were like in our bathing, I can't remember what we were coming out of. And like we couldn't change because like, we were like, what if they show up? You know, so we're like kind of just stuck in this. Because like they're really fast when you call for help. So I don't remember how we told them we needed help with our iPad, because that's what you tell them you need help.
I think we called guest services.
Oh, that probably tracks. Or maybe we were able to do it on our phone. I don't remember.
Yeah, the app you were able to do a lot with. But the app was kind of glitchy too.
Yeah, the app wasn't great. I feel like it was, you were trying to use the internet for their app, and it was, instead of it being like an actual like downloaded app, even though I think it was, it still felt like you were using the internet. It was weird. Because
I mean, they had free internet.
Yeah.
That was one thing you got on the boat.
It was nice.
The free specialty restaurants, they're all included. Free sodas and water.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So you didn't have to have a package for that.
Right.
I was able to talk to guest services a few times just by chatting.
Right.
Online. I didn't have to go down there physically, which is great.
It was.
Because it never fails. Every cruise I have to go to guest services for something.
They do their drink packages a little different. So instead of buying a drink package and it's unlimited, well, you know, Carnival 15 a day, but still you can have 15 a day on Carnival and unlimited on Norwegian and Royal Caribbean. You have to buy Sailor Loot, and it's specifically a bar tab Sailor Loot. And you can't get it back if you don't spend it all. So
it's in increments of $300.
Yeah. But we had gotten so much onboard credit, and unless you specifically told them to pull from the bar tab first, they were pulling from your credit that you could have taken off.
Yeah.
Or spent somewhere else.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we ended up leaving with, I mean, a crap ton of money left on our account.
Yeah, I ended up having like $130 left over. I mean, we tried.
We were trying.
The Bimini Beach day, you know, I was being very conservative throughout the first part, because I was like, I am definitely going to be spending a ton of money on drinks.
Right.
But the drinks I was drinking were not like the high dollar drinks, because I didn't like a lot of them. They were more just like rum and coke, or like a flavored vodka and Sprite.
Yeah, we were being
they were cheap.
We were being very what's the word I'm looking for? Not concerned. We were trying really hard not to spend our money, and then realized that we didn't need to try that hard because it went farther than we assumed it was going to.
Right, because you could only put money on your account if you put cash on in increments of 200. So I was like, well, I don't want to put 200 on. So I was trying to save it all, and then the last day in Bimini, it was like, I got a lot more than I thought.
We were kind of like, oh crap.
We had pictures of drinks.
Yeah. we were buying brides drinks. Like, we were like, here, have some of our money. But yeah, speaking of the ports, we went to the Dominican, and we went to Bimini, and we went to Taino Bay in the Dominican. Like, that was the port we docked at. And that was one of the best ports. Like, just like port experiences. Like, not going out and seeing like the actual Dominican Republic, but like just using the port area that I think I've ever experienced. Like, Costa Maya is really good as well. Yeah. But like, I think Taino Bay is better.
Definitely. They have a lazy river.
2 pools.
Swim up bars. The drink prices were decent.
Yeah.
Lots of shops.
Right. It was amazing. And like that lazy river is like a good 10-15 minutes long.
Yeah, they had
it's lazy, but like you still get like a little bit of like an experience.
They had hammocks over the water. It was really neat.
It was really cool. It was a really, really good port. So if you're ever in Tano Bay and you're like, I don't really want to do anything, no, you can just get off the boat and have a great time.
Yes.
And then in Bimini, we could have taken, like, we thought about renting a golf cart and going around around Bimini, and we also thought about going out to the shipwreck and doing this snorkeling, the shipwreck.
That's like a bucket list thing of mine that ever since I saw it existed in Bimini, I wanted to do it.
We were gonna do that along with the Shark and Ray Alley. So we really, really contemplated that, but we knew if we did that, we would miss the beach party, or not the beach, the pool party.
Yeah.
That Virgin throws at the private, like, little resort that they have on the island. And that was one of like Crystal's big things, is she wanted to go to the pool party. And I'm glad we did. It was
so much fun.
Like the happenings cast is there. They're dancing. You know, there's music. It's very loud. Like there's floats. It was a lot of fun.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there were like massive floats, small floats. You know, little ring floats, unicorns, rainbows, any kind of little big animal you can think of. They had a float,
and there's a lot of people in that pool.
Yes,
a lot of people, but it was a lot of fun. It was very cold when we first got in the pool. It was very cold, but by the time everyone's in there, you're like, okay, it's hot in here.
Yep. They had a great DJ.
Yeah,
it was awesome. I want to go back and do another one.
I think the only other thing that I've been thinking about while we've been talking about this is when we were in Tano Bay and like we were in the pools, we were exploring, like really enjoying the port area. A lot of the crew were also in the port and were in the pools, and I thought that was just really cool.
Yeah.
That they allow them to get off and to explore, and not just like the upper guys, not just your happenings cast, not just your captains and all of those. It was like your room steward and our bartender. She was like, we ran into her in Tano Bay and she was like, oh, hey girls, like she was so excited to see us, and she was the one who told us like, I'll see you guys tomorrow in Tano Bay, or like in the Dominican. So we thought that was really cool that they are like allowed to get off in ports, and I'm sure it's based on a schedule, like maybe not every time you port they get off, right? But they were off in Bimini too. They have their own like little private beach they get off and go to, which that was also really cool to see. So I like really respect Virgin for that, because I know with other cruise lines it's mostly just the entertainment staff who's allowed to do that. So it was nice to see that it was everybody for Virgin.
Definitely.
We have our list of things, but I think that kind of covers everything we did and everything we experienced. We did find that we had amazing time with like a lot of the staff and the crew. Oh, we also learned that Virgin is one of the only lines that still allows 18-year-olds to drink. And once you hit international waters, parents just have to sign like a paper. But it's only when you're in international waters. It's obviously not when you're pulling out of port. But we did find that is might not be always a thing they're offering, considering, the first night some girl got cut off.
Yeah, and the reason why they're allowed to do that, the bartender was saying, is because it is an adults-only cruise line.
Oh, makes sense.
So because it is an adults-only cruise line, they're allowed to do that. If it were, Carnival or Royal Caribbean, Disney, they could not. You have to be 21.
Interesting.
I don't know why.
I know that they used to offer that. Like, back in the day, it was a thing that Carnival and Royal and them all did, was that if you were 18, you could drink. But I'm guessing it might be more just based on, it's easier for the bartenders to know, like, okay, if you can drink or not drink just by looking at you and your card.
Yeah, and most of the islands, it's 18 and up to drink. Right. So,
So, yeah, I mean, we really, really enjoyed Virgin. Definitely would sail again. Highly recommend. Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.